Okay, can we go back a little bit? You see the Mayo table there, Anant, Ashwin?
Yes.
I'm putting your the information you gave us in WhatsApp about the Mayo table into the list of items, okay?
Okay. This is not a Mayo table, is it? This is the chairs portion.
Oh, sorry, this is, yeah, okay, well, it's a Mayo table attached to the unit.
It is? Okay.
I think this is his adaptation.
He's got, I think he's got a wide, what is that?
A wide table.
Yes, he's got a wide table.
Yeah, I suspect that I persuaded him to widen it.
Okay.
Okay, with some plywood.
Okay.
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 Because normally these dreadful things the dentists have where they pick up all the instruments, it's normally a very little tray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, if you watch him now. And notice his posture. And notice how much work the assistant is doing now. She's earning her salary. This is him putting implants in with malleting. And you notice the instruments behind his back on the work surface. Ashwin, did you see this?
Yes, sir. This is what I usually do. So,
yeah, yeah. We timed him doing this, and then 2 days later we timed him again, and he took 1/3 of the time.
Wow.
Now, I may have said this to you before, but that means he could take 1/3 of the year off on holiday and earn the same amount of money, or he could earn 1/3 more.
Sure.
So if you see this speeded up, you notice how far his hands are going away from where the mouth is. Now watch this. Siley, do you notice that there is a saliva ejector in the patient's mouth, as well as the assistant aspirating? Are you with us, Siley? But Ashwin, if you were putting implants in, when you do, and you're using the slow drilling technique, you don't have to worry quite so much about the saliva, and there's no spray. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you watch him speed it up.
For a long time.
And you see that his hands never go away from the patient's mouth.
Yeah.
Now, as we've talked about before, Ashwin, you need a very good training system to be able to do this. A training system whereby you accept the fact you're going to have changeover of staff.
Yeah.
On a continuous basis.
Yes. So the slow drilling technique, has it been in use for a long time? Because I'm just hearing about it recently, you know.
I've only heard about it in the last year, I think, or two. I have a friend of mine in the United States who I was hoping to see next week, and stay with him, but I can't because I can't go to the States. And he was talking about it about 2 years ago, and I sort of slightly ignored it. But now I think it's probably the way to go. Okay.
Okay.
You need new drills that are sharp, so that shouldn't be a problem for you at the moment, Ashwin. Okay. Can you see this, or do I? Yeah, can you see this?
Yes, your desktop screen, instrument processing cycle.
You can see that. Okay, right. So we're looking at the instruments going from the treatment room to the cleaning, through the cleaning process, through the packing process, sterilizing, storage, and then back to the treatment room for patient's treatment. This is a practice, a clinic that I designed in Kerala. So the instruments are collected together in the treatment room. They then go down to the sterilizing area. They go to the dirty area here. And this is pretty well what you'd be required to do in the UK now. And you'd be inspected, and you'd be in trouble if you don't have a system like this. Going in this order, you've got the area where you shake the instruments in cold water. You don't scrub them, do you, Ashwin?
I do after soaking them.
No, you shouldn't scrub them. You have an ultrasonic bath. Okay.
So what? How does it get clean if without scrubbing it? I mean, scrubbing in the sense not with a steel scrubber. You have one with the cloth one, the sponge one.
The ultrasonic scaler, I'll talk to you about that in a minute, but the ultrasonic cleaner shakes the particles off. Okay.
Yes, but how much can be trusted, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can trust it more than the dental assistant. So this is how it should be done, Ashwin.
Okay, okay, okay.
You wash the instruments in cold water, not hot water, because that makes the blood stick onto instruments. It then goes into an ultrasonic bath, and then you wash it in cold water again.
Yeah, okay.
I then put them into a washer, into a dishwasher. There was a time when you had to use a washer disinfector. Do you know what a washer disinfector is, Anna?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll talk about it in a minute, okay?
Yes.
You then bag the instruments. You heat seal them. Are you heat sealing 2 or 3 times now, Ashwin?
Yes.
Yeah, good. How often do they heat seal them? How many times do they heat seal them at your clinic, Anand?
No, only they don't heat seal it, sir.
What do they do?
They just autoclave and then keep it on a tray and see the patient.
And that's for surgical instruments as well?
No, surgical they have the separate heat sealed ones, but I've not seen a surgeon comes and does the cases, so I've not seen much of cases being done.
Okay, you need to have a look and see the ones that are heat sealed. Have a look and see how big the seal is.
Yes.
It's probably only about 1.5 millimeters. And it should be about almost 1 centimeter. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. So then it goes into the sterilizing area, into the autoclave, and then it's ready to distribute back into the treatment room. You need some clothes baskets like this, okay, for carrying the instruments backwards and forwards. Do you have one of these, Ashwin?
Yes, I've got one bucket like this to carry, the dirty instruments to the sterilization room.
Yeah, I don't think that would be acceptable in this country.
Why?
It's not sealed.
No, I'm saying that to carry all those used instruments to the sterilization room.
Yeah, so the dirty instruments are going through a passageway to the sterilizing area.
So how does it? How do you do it there?
You have a sealed, I'll show you in a minute, okay? You have a sealed container about this by about this with a lid.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have that one. A plastic container with a lid.
It's not a washing basket like this.
No, it's not like this one. It's a
Okay.
closed.
But you need one of these for bringing them back from the treatment room.
Okay.
Okay. So then they go back to the treatment room. to wherever you store them.
Yeah.
So the first stage is to remove the items from the treatment room, and they should be wearing protective gloves when they do that.
So these kitchen gloves, what we get over here, are quite thick, and to manage instruments holding those with those gloves, it's very difficult because of its thickness.
I'm sure they're no thicker than the ones we've got. This the sort of thing you've got?
Yes.
You're not doing anything delicate with them. You're just picking up the instruments and putting them in the container, or picking up a tray.
Okay. Yeah. You don't scrub it, so we use kind of take those scaler tips and scrub it.
Well, they certainly should be. They shouldn't be wearing clinical gloves to do that. If they're using clinical gloves, they could perforate them.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the sort of gloves. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is the container for transporting them from the treatment room. Is that like yours?
With few holes in between.
Yeah, I don't think it should have holes, ideally. Okay.
Okay.
And you need probably 2 of them,
Okay.
because one's going to be going to the treatment room, and you need one in the treatment. It's going to go to the sterilizing area. So you need one in the treatment room while the other ones are going to the sterilizing area, ideally. So this is Christine clearing up after surgery. I think realistically, the patient would have been removed from the dental chair at this stage.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you.
Realistically, I think the patient would have been helped out of the dental chair by now.
Okay.
Mind you, if they're sedated, they are probably going to lie there anyway and have a little rest. Because all the patients were sedated, we helped them out of the dental chair into a wheelchair. They then went in the wheelchair to the panoramic machine for a panoramic X-ray, because we had one patient faint. And then they would go to the recovery area. Christine is now disconnecting the motor and the saline. And do you see what a beautiful, beautiful design this treatment room is?
Yes, sir. It's really good, sir.
So if you're using slow drilling, you don't need the saline, which saves a bit of money and time.
So you said there is, we need separate drills for that. Is it true? Oh,
No, you're not going to use internal irrigation anymore. You don't need it. Do you know internal irrigation? Ashwin?
yes, yes.
I don't think it's used anymore.
No, you were saying about using, we need separate drills. We don't need separate drill. We can use the same drills, right?
Yes, yeah. For fast drilling or slow drilling.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, unless you do a very good cleaning system, you can find that your tubes will get blocked up with congealed blood. After you've done a procedure, Ashwin, with blood, what do you use to clean the tubings?
So we have a local disinfectant. I don't know the content actually. It's black liquid, which you usually use in hospitals, but I don't know how effective it is.
Yeah, yeah. This is the actual design thing for tubings, what I've got here. Could you use sodium bicarbonate?
Yes.
That might be okay. So she's measuring it out.
So will it cause froth, the sodium bicarbonate? It will, right?
Would it do what?
Will it froth?
Corrode?
No, will it froth? Will it cause bubbles?
No, no. Well, it wouldn't matter. Does it matter?
Because some solutions that I use, it causes a lot of bubbles and there's a sensor near the suction apparatus and that sensor gets cut off. So, so the suction doesn't work.
I think you'd have to try it and see.
Okay.
Do you have a manifold at the chair side?
Yes.
With a filter?
With a filter, yes. But that's concealed. That's concealed. This is the manifold is similar to the one that's there in this video. It's only 2 units, 2 suction, one for big one, the large tube, and one for the small tube.
Yeah. Do you see the little yellow filter on the top there?
Low filter. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So they take the one, the used one out and put a new one in, or a cleaned one.
Okay.
We used to take the used one. Here she's wiping the tubing with a alcoholic wipe.
Okay.
You see that little filter, you can see that yellow filter. They take it into the cleaning area. They'd run it under cold water to get bits out. And then they'd put it in the ultrasonic bath.
Okay.
Now she is intermittently spraying water through. If
Yes.
she put it in and left it in there, it would the aspirator would turn off.
Mm.
Do you have any of these brushes, Aldo, Ashwin?
No, sir. Don't have.
You see those brushes?
Yes. I wonder if we could modify our bottle brushes. We could trim off the bristles and try using it into these.
Where do you get the bottle brushes from?
We get it from every supermarket.
Say it again.
So we get it from every supermarket.
Yes, I mean, unless you could find a narrower bottle brush.
No, narrow ones I haven't seen over here. I'm saying that, you know, we could trim off those wide ones and make it narrow.
Yes, absolutely. Post it.
Yeah.
Ashwin,
Sorry?
post it.
Post it.
Oh, do you see there? Ashwin, just watch this a minute. Watching.
Yeah.
That's the old filter. Saidi, are you with us at the moment? If you do a lot of surgery, at some point your system clogs up.
Sorry, repeat that, sir. What is that?
If you do a lot of surgery, your system can block up.
Oh.
You have worked with this system, haven't you, Anant?
Yes, sir.
This suction manifold system. That's what Eldo's got, okay?
Yes, sir. So is it imported or is it?
Sorry?
is it imported or is it available in India, sir?
It's
It
available
is
in
available
India.
in India.
It's available in Italy.
Supplied by Dar company.
Oh, okay.
Ashwin, can you make
I
a
missed
note?
that section.
Make a note to send me the address. Okay.
I missed this section in the new clinic, sir. I missed this section, so in this new clinic, this high vacuum is not there.
You don't have a vacuum high velocity suction?
No, no, sir.
Huh.
Only the chair side.
So Ashwin, I say again, you shake the instrument in cold water. This removes loose debris and some of the protein, some of the blood and the saliva using cold water. Washing instruments under a running tap should be avoided. That produces an aerosol, which is not good for the assistant. Scrubbing instruments causes an aerosol. As I said, Ashwin, this is a journey. Scrubbing may also result in sharps injuries. There was a chemical called Hebiscrub, which we used to use, but it glues the bacteria and viruses to instruments. So you might use a mild soapy water, maybe. So this is a dirty area in a friend of mine's clinic. He's got the hand washing instructions on the wall. These are the internally irrigated drills, which I don't think probably are used anymore, Ashwin. Can you imagine if they don't clean with a wire through them, and they don't use an ultrasonic cleaning device, machine, and they don't use vacuum autoclave? Can you imagine what builds up in that drill? Really nasty. So this is what you need. Siley, have you ever had your suction system get clogged up because of blood?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you with us when I was going through how you clean the aspirator tubing?
No, I was on a phone call, so I didn't attend.
Have you seen the video of Christine doing that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, okay. So nowadays, we have to have one of these ultrasonic baths, which has a lid on it. You can't have chemicals in there with no lid. And I think that nowadays, you have to keep the printouts from the ultrasonic bath. Now, the ultrasonic bath shakes and breaks off particles off instruments and disinfects, because the liquid you're using is a disinfectant. You change the liquid daily. This is just a chemical that's used in the UK. You keep the lid on the bath to restrict the aerosols. Then you rinse them in cold water. in a separate sink. And then you put them into a disinfector or a bar glass dishwasher.
What's the benefit? What's the use of this? I mean, what's the use more than that? Can we do it without this?
I'm just telling you what's the best thing to do.
No, sir. I mean, like an ultrasonic bath is, I understand its importance. I'm saying that if can we go about doing just wash? Can the assistant wash off the instruments without using a dishwasher? I mean, does it have any other purpose other than, you know, the time factor?
No, it's doing it properly.
Okay.
Now, they clean bacteria, including tuberculosis, fungi, viruses, including hepatitis and AIDS. Okay. Now, washer disinfector washes and cleans. It heats up the liquids to a high temperature, like a washing machine, a dishwashing machine. It has chemicals in it that disinfects, and then it dries the instruments. It actually heats up, cools down, heats up and cools down, and this wakes up spores. Otherwise, you don't kill the spores. Okay, when they go from a spore to being a live bacteria, they're more likely to get killed. And they take about 35 minutes. Alexa, what is £3,000 in rupees?
£3,000 is 307,121 Indian rupees and 30 paise.
Did you hear that?
Yes, sir. Pretty cheap.
Now, they take 35 minutes, okay? So the disadvantage is it's a long cycle. You only average about 9 cycles per day. They're expensive. Sally, you don't often me say something's expensive. Otherwise, I would be saying it's a good investment. But because I don't think it's a good investment, then I say it's expensive. Also, because you've got instruments tied up in the thing for about 40 minutes, if not more longer, you have to buy more instruments. Now, if your disinfector breaks down, do you stop work? In the UK, you should do. But I don't think they're insisting on washer disinfectors. Ashwin, I think in Scandinavia, you only have to wash and disinfect restorative instruments. I don't think you have to autoclave them.
Oh.
They're that effective, okay? Now, I used a bar glass dishwasher. Have you ever seen one of these, Anand?
No, sir.
Have you ever been into a bar?
Yes, sir.
Next time you go into a bar for a pint of beer, Cobra, have a look, ask them where their glass dishwasher is.
Okay, sir.
Now, when you want to buy one of these, you go to a bar and say, where do you get them from? Now, whereas the glass dishwasher, the washer disinfector is about £3,000. This was about £650. It has a water softener attached to it. And this is a tray that you put the instruments into. And that's the internal spraying arm that spins round. They take 2 minutes and it washes and cleans. It thermally disinfects as well, and it's a chemical disinfectant as well, but it doesn't dry. That's the only disadvantage. It's a very short cycle. You can have many cycles during the day. And Ashwin, if you've done a bilateral sinus graft procedure and the instruments go through all this process, they come out absolutely stunningly clean. The only problem you have then is after they've been through this stage, you then might, in restorative instruments, have to clean off some cement from a flat plastic, for example.
Okay, that won't go off.
No, you have to break that off.
Right.
But it's safe to do this at this stage because you've already washed them, you've already put them in the ultrasonic, you then washed them again, they've been through the dishwasher, and they're pretty well disinfected. Okay. They've got powerful chemicals in there, and they're inexpensive. These are the advantages. The disadvantage is the water is not completely replaced after each cycle. Now, I've tested the efficiency of this system. We wash the instruments. We put them 10 minutes in an ultrasonic bath. We rinse them in cold water, 2 minutes in the dishwasher. And we did a residual protein test. This is a Browne's soil test. The little bottle there has a powder that's pink. And we put some water in there, stirred it up, and painted it on the instruments like this, all over them. We then washed them in cold water, and this is how they were after that. We then put them 10 minutes in an ultrasonic bath, and you see the pink is disappearing. We then rinsed them. We then put them in the glass dishwasher, and then we tested them with the ProClean residual protein test. So you take this and you wipe them up and down the instruments, and then you put it into this bottle, back into the bottle again. And then you bend this end, which breaks the seal, and the liquid goes down into the tube to the cotton wool at the end of the instrument. And you then look to see if there's a change. And you see that's gone green. So if it's green, that means there's no protein there. So it's done a pretty good job. At this stage, you then inspect all the items and clean off any cement or whatever, and you prepare them for the autoclaving. You lubricate handpieces before packaging. This is a friend of mine's clinic, and in the UK, you have to have a magnifying glass to inspect the instruments. You then package them. Now, this is a self-seal pouch. Do you have those in India?
Yes, sir, we have.
You do, okay. Do you have them in your clinic?
I have few samples with me.
Yeah. You can use them, but heat seal them. Okay. But don't use the tape to close them together, okay?
Okay.
30% of these are not closed properly. Okay. With the tape, it doesn't work. I'll show you that in a minute. Heat sealed bags don't leak, so long as you heat seal them with your heat sealers about 3 times. This is the one that Eldo's got, the Euro Seal. 4 different types of roll in terms of width. 50 millimeter times 200, 75, 100, and 250. This one might be gusseted. Have you got some gusseted ones yet, Ashwin?
Yes, sir, I've got it.
Good. Do you have gusseted ones, Siley? Oh, let me do that Siley in. Ashwin, make a note to put the address of where you get the gusseted ones from. Can you talk, Siley? Okay. So these ones are 1/3 of the price of self-seal ones.
So I was going through the dishwasher price. So the tabletop dishwasher, it was written about 25,000 rupees, and the bar glass one was like something about 80,000. Can we is this the tabletop same or what?
I think you're talking about 2 different things.
Yeah, but you said that the bar glass one was cheaper, right?
The tabletop one, the one you saw of mine, could have been tabletop or under the surface, under the work surface.
Okay.
Okay. It's the same machine.
Okay. It's not so expensive. That's 25,000 rupees. You get it. I don't know the quality.
Alexa, what is 25,000 rupees in pounds?
25,000 Indian rupees is about £244 and 22 pence.
That's pretty cheap.
Yes.
Just 1 second. You should get some information on it.
Okay. Yeah. There's one even starting at 15,000. It's a stainless steel glass washer.
The ones I'm looking at here in England are somewhere between £700 and £900.
Yeah.
But the instruments come out beautifully clean in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. The one that's much more expensive, I'm not sure about. Oh, Sally, can you talk?
Yes,
Do you have some of the gusseted bags?
not the gusseted one.
Okay, Ashwin, will you send Sally where we get the gusseted bags from?
Actually, I put it in the group. I'll post it once again.
You have.
Is it liberal traders?
No, not liberal, not liberal. One more, one AK trading.
Okay. I
I'll
remember
send
you
it
had
again.
posted, but yeah.
Yeah.
So this light indicates that the thing's on. So you start off by making some bags. Put the lever down. Did you ever use one of these at Eldo's, Anand?
No, sir.
Sorry?
I've seen it. Sir. I've seen it, but I've not used it. Sir. I've seen the assistant sealing the pouches.
If you work
Three,
with me, Anand, you know damn well you'd be using it and seeing how it works. Okay. So when you put the arm down and it's sealed, the red light goes on, and then you move this slicer across, which cuts the bag. Then you raise the lever up and you take it out. So this is the wider ones. These are the gusted ones. Have you seen these, Sally?
Yes.
You have, okay. They're wonderful when you get them, because the non-gusted ones, you can't put this sort of kit in. Okay. Now, so there's the gusset thing, okay? And then you seal it twice, because I don't trust the sealant just once along where the gusset is. So we did it twice. Okay. So this is Eldo's one, I think. Also, you need some testing strips for checking that the heat sealer is working properly. And this should be done at the beginning of each day. So this strip is used, and you put it inside one of the bags, the opening. You have to cut it short a little bit and put it inside. And then you heat seal. And then you take it out and you examine the strip. And it should be sealed all the way along. If it's not, then you need the machine checking and probably a new heat system. Do you see how wide that strip is, Anand?
Yes, sir.
It's about a centimeter, if not more. And when you look at the bags that are only done with just one, you know, the sort of systems you use in India, it's only a very narrow little strip. A lot of those bags open up. And then the person who did the test puts their name on and the date. And you have to keep those in case you're inspected, okay? So these are self-sealed bags, which you're familiar with. And this was a test to see which works best. So they checked self-seal bags with heat seal bags before and after sterilizing, as well as aging them as if they've been on the shelf for a year or two. So the bags that were sealed for a long time, they then checked to see how well they were sealed. Surgical instruments should be double bagged, as we'll talk about sometime. Now, what they did was they bagged and sealed one end using heat sealing. They then opened up the other end. They then took out the contents and they put 2 tubes in the cut end. And then they sealed around them. They then blew air in through one of the tubes, and the air gauge was attached to the other tube. And then they put them into water, underwater. And they looked to see if the air came out the other end. And if the air came out, then it wasn't satisfactorily sealed. Some of the bags were loaded with instruments and sealed, sterilized, and artificially aged at 36 degrees. And then they were tested after 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. I'm just replying to Abby.
What did you say was for 15,000?
Say it again.
Was it something? Ashwin said something was for 15,000. Was it the
Dishwasher.
dishwasher?
Yes. Tabletop dishwasher.
Where? Tabletop. Okay.
Yeah. Just search online. You'll see so many from 20 to 25,000.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if this is the one that sir is talking about. We need to check out that.
What I would do, Ashwin, is to go to a bar and ask them, okay? Because the advantage of these bar glass dishwashers is that bars cannot afford, when they go wrong, not to have them serviced very quickly. Okay, because they're using them constantly. And they're all over the place in restaurants and bars. So there's a lot of them in your town. So if you get one of these and it goes wrong, the serviceman comes out very quickly. I suspect that if you had a washer disinfector, getting a service person out would take time.
So you recommend using the dishwasher instead of the ultrasonic bath, is it?
Instead of,
No,
The
that's
ultrasonic.
separate. This is separate. That's separate. This is separate.
Okay.
you shake them in cold water, Sally, you shake them in cold water, you put them in the ultrasonic bath, you shake them in cold water, you then put them in the washer disinfector or dishwasher, and then you inspect them, bag them, and sterilize them.
So Abby is joining.
Okay. Another 5 minutes, Abby, and I wouldn't have let you in. Can you hear me, Abby?
Eldo is also messaged.
Okay.
What's that, Abby? Chocolate for dinner, huh?
Yes, sir, dark chocolate. Having after a week, sir. Not regularly. I don't eat regularly.
Okay. Abby, do you know about this test they did about heat sealed bags and vacuum sealed bags? Do you know about this test, Abby?
Oh, sir.
Okay. They took some bags and they put 2 tubes into one end. Okay. And they applied air to one of the tubes, and the other one had a measurer for pressure, air pressure. And they put the bags underwater. And they tested them in various different ways. And the results was that 30% of the self-sealed ones leaked. They bubbled. And none of the heat-sealed ones did. Abby, you have a heat sealer?
No, sir. I use self-seal ones. I'll be buying, sir. I know you said it like last time. I'll be buying.
Now, Abby, let me ask you something. Just 1 second, and I'll get you
Yes,
a
sir.
steel bag.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to use heat sealed bags, this is what you must do.
Okay.
The first thing you do is to turn it over along the perforated line.
Okay, sir.
And then you do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
You then tear the strip off.
Okay.
When you turn it over,
Mhm.
the sticky part sticks onto the backing here and
Okay.
onto the cellophane part, the junction. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So it seals it.
Okay.
If you do it like this,
Mm,
it's open up here,
okay, okay.
okay?
Yes, sir.
And when I've been into clinics and picked up bags, none of the people knew how to do this first. Okay. Do they have these they don't have these at your place, Anant, do they? Spacebar, Anant?
No, sir, I haven't seen it, sir.
I see. Did you know about this, Abby?
Yes, sir. So I use this once only.
No, but do you know about doing this? Do you hear me?
Only
Abby?
following. I was only following the markings. Like it's already written on that paper that you need to fold it this way and all. So like I was just following that. Yeah.
Always fold it first.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so when you tear the thing off and you do this,
Okay.
it covers both the clear part and the paper part at the same time.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. But bear in mind that 50%, 30% of your bags let air in. Now, I don't think that's life and death, but if you want to get things right, you know about using a heat sealer.
So when you say leaking, it means it's not getting sterilized properly. This is what you mean?
No, assuming you put them into a vacuum autoclave, the air in the bag is sucked out and steam can get in. Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay.
it's properly sterilized. But
Okay.
after that, if they're not airtight, then bacteria presumably can get into them.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
It's after they've been sterilized.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, at normal atmospheric pressure, steam and air cannot pass into a sealed bag. So if you're using a non-vacuum autoclave, the steam doesn't get in there effectively. Under pressure, steam and air can pass into the packaging. So the principle of autoclaving is that it's the latent heat of vaporization that's liberated that kills the bacteria. Okay. When you put your hand into steam, that's just come out of a kettle, it can burn you, okay? And it's the latent heat that's causing the problem. Steam can be two types. Really hot steam at 100 degrees, you can't see. As soon as it starts where you can see it, it's become air bubbles. It's become water bubbles, okay? So it's the latent heat that kills the organisms. So unless the air is removed, the steam cannot get into bags. In the sterilizing world, they call an air pocket a lumen. So such as a handpiece, the space in a handpiece is called a lumen, or in a bagged item. And the air has to be removed first. So bagged items, wrapped items, handpieces, artery forceps have at the hinge a space that's a lumen, and the steam can't get in there. I'm really impressed with India, the way things are getting more and more conscious about sterilizing. When I first was at dental school, we boiled instruments. This is what Abby uses to heat up some water. And you in India used to use pressure cookers. Now you're beginning to use vacuum autoclaves, which is great. So needle holders, any cotton item needs to be put into a vacuum autoclave. Gauze, all cloth items. So the amount of people putting bags like this into a when I was in America a year or two ago, and even now probably, out of 20 dentists, I say, do you have a vacuum autoclave? And they don't know. You know, they put people on the moon, but they're extremely slow in some things. I remember hiring a car not many years ago in America, and I had to go around and lock each car door. It wasn't central locking. So in a non-vacuum autoclave, the water is introduced by gravity. It's heated to 134 degrees to 137 degrees centigrade for about 3 to 5 minutes. The steam is then discharged into to atmospheric pressure, and water is discharged. This is a vacuum autoclave. This is another one. You need to use distilled water or deionized water, not tap water. The hard water leaves deposits on the instruments. And I also think it may ruin the autoclave. I have one of these deionizers attached to my autoclave, so we don't have to worry about distilled water all the time, making distilled water and using that. The water goes straight through here, it's deionized, and then goes into the autoclave. Now, vacuum autoclaves have a pre-treatment stage, a sterilizing stage, a post-treatment stage.
Show me the photo of the deionizer.
Say it again.
Can you show me the photo of the deionizer attached to the autoclave?
Ashwin, what is she saying?
Water distiller attached to the autoclave.
If you use one of these, you don't have to distill the water.
Okay.
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 The sandy stuff inside changes color as it's used, and then when it's changed color all the way down, it goes from a sort of a sandy color to a blue color. Then you have to remove the inside and put a new one in.
So does the ultrasonic cleaner also need distilled water?
You don't need distilled water now.
For the ultrasonic cleaner?
Sorry?
For the ultrasonic cleaner, do we need distilled water also?
No, you need just ordinary tap water with a disinfectant.
Okay.
Okay. It's a special disinfectant for ultrasonic cleaners. Okay.
Okay. So the company where I was talking with, for the vacuum autoclave, they were giving the ultrasonic bath and a separate water distiller with the Class B autoclave.
Okay.
So I think it's better to have this water distiller attached to the Class B autoclave like yours, isn't it? To avoid distilling the water and then adding it there.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
easier with your, yeah.
Yeah. The maintenance is less. Okay, which wastes your assistant's time.
Anywhere else, did you use distilled water in the clinic?
Yes, we use distilled water in the dental unit,
The bottle.
in the water bottle.
Okay. So where did you get that distilled water from?
We have a distilled water maker.
Okay. So you had both, one attached to the autoclave and another separate one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know where it is now.
No problem.
I must make a note. I keep on thinking of uploading my items required for dentistry into my website. But every time I think of doing it, I add something else into it.
It's time 10:15.
Okay, can we move along a bit quickly then? Eldo, can you talk to us? Okay, let's move along a little bit. So the vacuum autoclave has the pre-treatment stage, sterilizing stage, and post-treatment stage. In the pre-treatment stage, steam is pumped in and a vacuum is pulled. Steam is pumped in again and the vacuum is pulled. And this is done 4 times. So that by the time you get to the, so here it is. I think it was 5 times here. So that there's no air in the autoclave when you actually come to pull the vacuum, and the temperature goes up to 134 degrees for about 5 minutes. And then a vacuum is pulled. And because the vacuum goes down below atmospheric pressure, the water becomes steam and the bags become dry inside. Okay, you don't have air bubbles inside. Eldo, can you talk to us?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a DI, what is that thing called? Do you have a water distiller?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Where did you get this from?
I got it with the autoclave. I got it free with the autoclave.
Okay. Have you asked them if they can put a deionizer in instead?
What we for cleaning the, sorry, for DN, I'm not sure. I have to ask them.
Just 1 second. Have you asked them if they can plumb one of these in?
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. No, I haven't asked them.
Okay. Then you don't have to use distilled water. Okay. So do you buy distilled water, Siley?
Yes, I was buying it, but currently I use AquaGuard water in the booster bottle. Like I carry water from home.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's distilled water, but it's purified water.
Okay, find out about a distilled water maker, okay?
Yes.
My autoclave has a flash cycle, which is not vacuum, which you can use if you happen to drop an instrument you need fairly quickly. You can flash cycle. It takes about 7 minutes. It has a 121 degree bagged cycle, 134 bagged cycle, a textile cycle. Eldo, you love this, don't you? They need servicing 4 times a year, 1 full service for a day, and 3 half days servicing. And Eldo can't find somebody to do it. The manufacturers won't do it, apparently. But you'd have to have that information that in the UK that it has been tested. This is the Bowie Dick test. These are little sheets of paper, and inside, right in the center, is this testing indicator sheet. This is how it looks after a vacuum autoclave. This is after a non-vacuum autoclave, showing it hasn't done the job properly. Okay. Right. Aldo, I'm going to ask you a silly question, Aldo. Are you likely to do that list of instruments and the addresses and everything?
Muted, sir.
You're muted, Aldo. Okay, so we'll see you next week. There's a little bit more to do with this. Siley, do you make complete dentures?
Yes.
Do you, Abby?
Yes, sir. I'm making right now.
Right. I would like to go over my technique with you again. Have I been over it with you before?
No, sir. No.
I would like to go over it again because it didn't appear that the subtlety of the technique had really sunk into Ashwin.
Okay, sir.
So we'll go on to that next week. Elder, you haven't used it either, have you? Can you space?
Can you repeat the question?
You haven't used my technique for using the patient's dentures.
No. I've not used it.
I can't understand why.
I follow the general five appointment technique.
Yeah. Once you use my technique, that 5 appointment system is a little rubbish. Okay, you got do you love bite blocks?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Well, I hate bite
I
blocks
do.
because it gives you no information whatsoever to start with. When you're using the patient's dentures, you can see where it's wrong and you can make alterations. With a bite block, you're carving away, nightmare. Are your bite blocks, Eldo, on a shellac base plate?
No, it's on an acrylic base plate.
Acrylic base plate, okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm suggesting doing next time.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to be with us the whole time, Siley, next time? Abby?
Today even I didn't have any appointment, but suddenly as soon as I was on the Gmail and I was looking for your email, I was just logging in, and that very moment 2 patients came in. So I was like, I got into them. So I'll say next week also I won't be having any appointment. I never keep appointments like after 8 on Fridays. But like suddenly some patients walks in, so I have to attend.
Now, after about 8:05, if you can't log in,
Yes, sir.
you can't connect, then just WhatsApp me straight away.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Ashwin, have you gone to sleep yet?
Yes, in 5 minutes.
Right. Okay. I'll see you all next week. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Cheers then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, sir. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, all.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Eldo,
you. Bye bye.
you
everyone.
asked
Good
about the
night.
29th of October. If I
Yes.
get an exemption to go to the United States, then I'll be okay. But at the moment, in order to get to the United States, I have to go to the Caribbean for 2 weeks. Be able
Yeah.
to get in from the Caribbean.
Okay. No, if you're going to United States, will you be back by that time?
But then I need to go again
Oh,
because of the AID meeting at the beginning of November.
okay. So in that case, still you have to be 2 weeks ahead of that
Yes.
to go to Caribbean and to US.
But can you come to England at the moment?
I don't know. By October, probably everything will settle, I thought.
You that's what I thought about going to America.
Okay.
I think that there's
I think by October, things will settle down. 2 more months are there.
that's what I said last year about this year. I would think that knowing what's happening in India, I think it's probably you've got about a 5% chance of coming to England in October.
Yeah. Could be.
Okie doke.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye then. See you.
Okay, sir.
Sunday. See you.
Bye-bye, sir.
See you, Anna. Cheers then. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, all.
Cheers. Always lovely
Bye-bye.
to see you all. Cheers.
Same here, sir. Sir, just one question.
Yes.
So do you have this denture presentation in your site?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll look into it. Because I was searching for complete denture, but then I couldn't find. I'll search it again.
Just 1 second. Abby, it's
Yes, sir.
08 denture construction.
OA denture construction. Okay, sir. Okay.
Now, another thing is this. Did you make a something in your computer where you put all my presentations?
I do, sir. I do. I have a folder, like the way we started a year back. So I
Yes.
have those folders. Yes, yes. I've been doing that. Yes.
Okay, can I warn you of something? Sally, are you listening as well? Let me warn you of something.
He left.
I've changed the numbering system.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Eldo,
So it
Yeah.
must be. So it might be. Is it updated, sir?
no, if you look at my website, you'll find that there's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I've added 03
Okay.
staff training in there.
Okay. Okay.
So you
And
need-
what about in Dropbox, sir?
it's in Dropbox as well as in my website. But if you look at it, you'll find that, for example, implantology is 14,
Okay.
but it was
I-
13. You just need to change those numbers.
I'll change it. I haven't changed. Yes.
Okay, do you do split screen?
I do. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if you swipe my website over to the left and you put your presentation thing on the right, you can see how to change the numbers. So Eldo, you need to change the numbers where you put my presentations, okay?
Okay. Meaning you have changed it.
Well, if you go to my website,
Yes.
you've got 01 personal development, 02
Okay.
practice development.
Yeah.
And now you've got 03 staff training,
Okay.
and then dental health is not 03 anymore, it's 04.
Okay. I'll see that.
Okay.
Sir, have you recently added this all denture construction presentation?
Say it again.
So have you recently added this presentation?
Which one?
So this denture presentation.
No, it's been there all the time.
Okay.
Can you open my website now?
Yes, I'm looking into it. Yes.
Do you see 08 denture construction?
Yes, sir. I've opened it. Yes.
It's been there for about a year or two. Now, Abby, it would be very helpful to me
Yes, sir.
for you to look through it and ask questions.
Yes, sir. I'll look into the presentation. Yes.
Because you
Because
and
I was going through all the books and I was searching for your presentation initially. But I couldn't find this.
Yeah.
So I went through books. I read a few things about it, and then I started doing.
Why don't you search it in his website?
Yeah. This is what I like. I searched in the website first, but I couldn't
Use it,
find it. I thought it's not there. So that's why I asked him, like, is it recently added or not? So just now I got it. Yeah, I just saw it.
All right.
I'll go through the presentation, sir. Yes. Bye, sir.
Yeah, that's the first time I've used the search part, Eldo.
Yeah.
Eldo suggested we put a search section in. It's the first time I've done it. Okay.
Yeah, it works. I tried many things in
You and
there.
Eldo caused me a lot of trouble because I worked for hours after you've asked a question.
Yeah. Otherwise, you will be sitting idle and thinking of what future holds for you and thinking of what to eat and drink. So, we keep you young
Busy.
and busy.
You see, you waste your time with religion, and I use my time for improving my website, which is a far better thing.
Okay. All right. I hope I can travel, and I hope that you are there at that time, so we could
No, I'd love
do
you
something
to be here.
creative. Huh?
I'd love you to come and visit.
Yeah.
Bring Abby.
Yes. We'll see. We'll have a get together there in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See you then. Cheers.
Okay, sir.
See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, Elder
Bye.
sir.
You're always a great
Yeah,
help
bye.
to me, you two. Okay.
Okay, sir. Bye-bye. Same to you, sir.
See you.